Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another video. And today it is that time of year again for me to reflect on the past year. So, as I have gotten a lot of new subscribers this year, I think at the beginning of this year I was at like 40 or so, and now I'm at like 158. So, um if you got, well, it's probably like 50 or 60 or so. Um but because of my streaming, that's gained me a lot of subs. Anywho, um, this today, every New Year's Eve. So basically, I do a trio of videos on New Year's every year. I've done this ever since 2020. No, 2019. And it is that time again, and I cannot believe it. So, basically, again, today is the 31st. Right now, I am recording the video where I look back on 2025 and reflect on it. And then at midnight, when the New Year's countdown happens, I always film me celebrating wherever I am as kind of a relic to show where I am and what I did on New Year's every year. And this year for New Year's, I am going to a friend's house. It's just gonna be me and three other people there. It's gonna be chill. It'll be nice. I'm excited. And tomorrow, I will make a video showcasing my goals for the next year. So, basically, this year was pretty crazy. Because it was weird. It was a little different. Because I would say, like, as a whole, like, not just for YouTube, January was a good month. February through May was not the best time for me, mentally. But then June through December, peak. Genuine peak. So, it was a weird year. Kind of imbalanced. But we'll kind of go through it. I have my YouTube channel page open right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and look at the videos that I have. So basically, my first year. Last year, I did my New Year's countdown at. I went to a party with a friend at someone's house. I went to a. So it's funny. Last year, I went to a friend of a friend's house for New Year's, and this year, I'm going to a friend's house for New Year's. So basically, last year I did my countdown, the motivational countdown, and then I did my 2025 goals video. So then, in that video, I stated things kind of went out of hand, and just I did this thing where I wanted to build make a part of a level every day, and I somehow made it to March, but then stopped because of reasons. And then in that video, I said I wanted to beat Zodiac the Geometry Dash level, which did not end up happening, and it probably would have if I hadn't had gotten into Ito. So, I'm going down, I'm looking through. So I started the year by doing my yearly Odyssey videos. That's really it. That was basically January. And then in January, I re-beat my first Extreme Demon, Hypersonic. I did more yearly Odyssey. I beat my first Extreme Demon in public. I basically beat it at the Student Activity Center. Same with the Lost Existence. You can see I brought my laptop and my SEO device and brought it into public and played it there. It was kind of fun. And then I beat the Lost Existence, and then I beat Down Base. I think I fluked it for like 62 or something. More Years Odyssey. I tried to go for Stalemate Redux. I think I got like 49 and then dropped it. Which I need to come back to Stalemate Redux at some point. But then I did more Years Odyssey. I did some Zodiac. Zodiac was interesting. I got 40% and 61 to 100 on it. And then I worked on, so then I started a new demon list. This is why the year was kind of because I did stuff, but, like, it was just kind of boring. Oh yeah, by the way, I can't forget, in terms of Ito, like, in January, I beat Tower of Tokyo Heights. And then in February, I beat Tower of True Skill as my first Remorseless, which, was pretty insane. And So then I beat some insane demons. I beat the level Wave Breaker by Lemons in Geometry Dash as my 90th extreme. Every end was verified. I beat Betrayal of Fate on basically the day before my 10th anniversary of playing Geometry Dash. I did April Fool's. Yeah, there's my Tots completion. Tots was a pretty epic moment for me. That was when I beat my first Remorseless. And, so basically, oh yeah, by the way, I'm saying this, basically, I'm just going through my videos and kind of reflecting on how I feel about them. And then what I'm going to do is talk about the streaming journey, which is, I've never done these on these yearly videos. So then I beat Artifice, which I didn't upload for a month. Dang. So, and then I started Summer 2025, which was a very epic summer. Because it also marked a year since I graduated. This is before I started streaming. I beat Chaotic Moments, the Ramen Zone 2 in June. Then I started my Road to Extreme series, which I did end up dropping that series, which I might come back to at some point. I beat a few Intenses, and then I beat my 4th Remorseless, which was Tower of Extreme Dystopia. And then I beat Tower of Dangerous Expeditions. Just a lot of cool stuff. I did commentary videos, and you guys seem to like those, so I might bring those back. The new Ring 5 Tower. Ultraviolet as my new hardest tower. Then this was kind of around the time I stopped uploading because I started streaming. So then I basically, I rebeat Bloodbath for a friend. Went back to college for my second fall semester, and wow, that semester was so peak. Genuine peak. And then, I didn't really upload that much more after that. And then I uploaded my Inevitable Failure, completion. Overall, in terms of uploading videos, I only uploaded a few things. I kind of stopped because I started streaming. Let me just say, when I started streaming, which I kind of started streaming in June, but I only streamed like a couple of times and I had no viewers. I really started when I was working on Tower of Niflheim as an earlier rim that I beat in July, and I just enjoyed streaming ever since. I've been streaming consistently for 5 months, and it's just so much fun. Like, I enjoy spending time and hanging out and playing games with you guys and playing Ito, and I can't truly thank enough for my viewers. Anywho, we're gonna go to my live. I streamed. Let me actually count. How many times did I stream this year? 6, 10. Alright, I'm not gonna count. But basically I streamed some Tower of Dangerous Expeditions. Tower of Really Nasty Ideas. Tower of Ultraviolet, which I beat on, my second stream. So I kind of streamed on and off. And then once I beat Tower of Niflheim, like, once I came into Tower of Niflheim, that's when I started streaming consistently. And then I beat it on stream, and I streamed for 2 hours, and that's kind of when I started getting some viewers, which motivated me to begin my first soul crushing, which was, the now removed Thanos Tower, which, I absolutely loved grinding it. So, I did Thanos Tower in 6 streams. It was a very fun grind. Really fun grind. That was when I started really enjoying streaming. So much so that I renamed my channel to Thanos Tower. It took me 6 streams to beat, which I beat on August 6th. And then I basically started difficulty. I did an Oblivion stream, which I ended up not beating. So then I did, started my next SC grind, which was Tower of Difficulty chart, which ended up taking me 11 streams. Yeah, that was a grind. But, after that, I decided, I only had one more thing to beat in Ring 2, which was Remorseless Citadel, called Cows. My favorite Citadel in the game now, or my favorite tower in the game now that Cows is gone, or TT's gone. Oh yeah, I beat Difficulty Chart on August 17th, and then Cows only took me 8 streams, and this was around the time I came back to college. So, I was kind of more busy, so it took me 2 weeks to beat Cows. But I beat it on the 31st of August. Then, I beat the now removed old Citadel and Weird Nostalgia in only 2 streams, which is now not in the game anymore. Which only took me 2 streams. I don't like that. I did not like that Citadel. Good riddance. And then after that, it took me 7 streams to beat the Remorseless Steeple and Forgotten Ridge. Because I was trying to finish off Forgotten Ridge. I only had 3 more things to do in it, so I decided to go ahead and finish it. It was alright. I didn't really like Steeple of Towering Pillars, just because it was so boring. And it took me 7 streams to complete it. And then after that, I went ahead and I completed the Tower of Mind Breaking as my 3rd SC. Super fun tower. Would recommend. It only took me 5 streams to beat Mind Breaking. One of which was 5 hours long, because I loop failed floor 7 through 9 for so long. But other than that, it was fine. And then I went ahead and did 2 streams on Tower Double Trouble. Really fun SC. Was really easy for me as well. It only took me like 4 hours to beat. That's my quickest SC yet to this day. So then what I did some Zone 2 streams to finish off the remaining of towers I had. Tower of Extraterrestrial Enchantment and Tower of Arcanium's Entering, which I beat in the same day. Then the next day I streamed twice to beat Tower of Triangular Terror, mid-tower overall. And then I went ahead and I did Tower of Great Displeasure in 1 stream. Then after that, I finished Zone 2, and I decided, I might as well finish Zone 1. So I did that. I beat Tower of Ultimately Terrifying, which actually took me more time to beat than Tower of Double Trouble. Because it's just horrible. It's not a good tower. At this time next year, it's probably not even going to be in game anymore, because it's going to get revamped soon. And then after that, I decided to beat the Citadel of Peril, which ended up being fun. It took me only 4 streams to beat Citadel of Peril. Super fun Citadel, by the way. And then after that, I went ahead and I beat Tower of Thinning Layers as my new hardest tower, even though it's not. 4 streams to beat Tower of Thinning Layers. Not much. And then after that, I beat Tower of Zizpluz in 8 streams. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about me failing the final stretch of that tower twice. Overall, still a very overhated tower. And then after that, I decided to take some break. This is kind of when things started to slow down in terms of beating stuff. Because I beat, because basically what happened is the new Paradise Atoll towers came out, so I went ahead and I beat those. And then Purgatorio came out, so it took me a few days to beat Purgatorio. And then after Purgatorio, I wanted to wait for Oblivion to come back, but it never did come back. So basically what I did is I just did some challenging cleanup for a week. I did a week of challenging cleanup, and I beat some challengings. And then after that, I tried to beat Tower of Vivid Sections. I ended up dropping it, just because I feel like I could have done it. It's just like, I decided to do Tower of Inevitable Failure instead as my next extreme. But then that's when I decided to make a task list of all the things I need to do in the game. My first task on that list was to beat Zone 3 minus TOHH, which I ended up doing, with TOIO taking me an embarrassing amount of time for me to beat. TOIO is harder than Tower Double Trouble, by the way. I'm just going to say that. Tower of Inevitable Failure, which was my next grind, my final soul-crushing grind of the year, which took me 12 streams to beat. One more than Tower Difficulty Chart did. Still a very interesting grind. And then after that, I went ahead and I did a stream where I played the new Ring 1 revamps and reminisced TT being gone all of a sudden. So I did more Inevitable Failure. And then after that, that was my second task on the list. My third task on the list was to beat Tower of Icy Adventures, beat Arcane Area, which I beat in a day, 2 days. And then after that, I tried to beat Tower of Hopeless Heck, but I ended up dropping Tower of Hopeless Heck, and I ended up being the rest of Paradise Atoll, which took me about a week, and then Lost River. And yesterday, I beat Ring 1 Tower Rush, and that's basically my streaming career. That's basically my year as a whole on 2025. Overall, this year was absolutely amazing. It had way too many highs and way too many lows, but it ended up being a really fun year. I don't know how many people watches this, because I actually looked back, and on my reflection video last year, it was only 18 views. So, yeah. Oh, man, I'm tired, dang. Anywho, as we only have 13 more hours until 2026, I just want to say thank you guys for sticking with me this year. This year was very blessed, and I am so glad I had a good year. And as always, video today, this will come out pretty soon. Probably about 12 p.m. CST, probably earlier. And then tonight, I'll be filming myself counting down to 2026. Which should be interesting. And then tomorrow, I'll make a goals video. Even though I never follow those goals, I gotta follow tradition. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Anyway, that's about it. Stay tuned for the New Year's trio once again. Y'all have a blessed day. Tell someone you love them today. And I hope you enjoyed this video.